What's up, guys? So, in the meantime, in between these book reviews, I'm going to do videos that talk about the series or anything related to the Vampire Chronicles. In this video is just going to be a short video to be about why the casting of the new TV series doesn't bother me. In particular, how they have Jacob Anderson as Louis and they have Bailey Bass as Claudia. And I hear all the time people upset that they've ruined everything about how that's not what Louis looks like. That's not what Claudia looks like. But when we think about the Vampire Chronicles from the book series and the Vampire Chronicles, the franchise cinema, they've always strayed from the look of who they are in the book compared to what they look like on the movie or movies, both included. So, with that said, we can take a look at the description of two in particular characters of where this has happened before. Well, first off, before I get into that, the biggest thing is on the film Interview of the Vampire. People used to complain about this all the time, but they've accepted it because they loved her in the role. Is that Claudia in the original, in the movie Interview of the Vampire, is 11. I think Kirsten Dunst was 11 years old at the time. When in the novel, she was, 4, 5, 6 at the oldest. So that was to prevent a lot of things. And some people had issues with that. But people over the years have fallen in love with Kirsten Dunst and thought she did a wonderful job. So I think the acting and the possibly even the story speaks louder than who is cast in these roles. But there are two in particular people used to throw a fit about, but accept now, one for sure, and we'll talk about that. So the first one is the obvious on the original Interview with the Vampire, and people, some may still be upset, but you don't really, either of these, you never really hear people talk about negatively. And if they do, they still like the performance from the original or the what's on the film. With that said, obviously the first major change in the film compared to the book was in the original Interview with the vampire Armand. In the novels, he's described as a beautiful adolescent boy, 5'6" with auburn hair, with large brown eyes and slender fingers. And that definitely did not describe Antonio Banderas. But the ironic thing is that they got him, Armand, right, closer. That's one thing you can say for the most part when it comes to the next film, is that they got the look of the vampires right. But I remember that people were upset. I remember there were news reports. I remember the early talks of the day. Antonio Banderas being cast as Armand when he did not physically fit the description of what he looked like in the book. But people love that character in that movie. And that was just one case of when a character in the film did not match the description of what was in the book. And then the biggest one of all is the next one. The biggest of all is the one you already know. And and that is Akasha. Before Queen of the Damned, the film, her physical description in the novel did not match. The fan art did not match what Aaliyah became in the film. But now, we all, myself included, I really enjoyed her performance in Queen of the Damned, except that this is Akasha. Every time you see cosplay now, you see Akasha as the Aaliyah form of Akasha. And rarely, and sometimes you will occasionally see Akasha as it presented in the books. And people that don't really read the books or didn't know the books, they're like, there's something not right about this, you know, because we've all accepted Akasha and Aaliyah as one. And her physical appearance in the novel, it said that her description was that her skin reflected the light of the moon, even when she was stoned. And she had such beautiful skin that there was not a blemish. She had dark, very dark black eyes and cheeks that shone like pearls. She was very slim and slender and had black hair, often braided in the Egyptian style, and a very high feminine voice and a serene face. And she was from Uruk, which is an ancient city in modern day Iraq. So definitely not Aaliyah, but another case of the film not matching the novel and it working. So I don't know if it's more newer fans or what, I can't be, but the new series is being called Woke. And X, Y, and Z, because we have actors not matching even skin color descriptions of what was in the novel, even though that's happened before, and the fan community eventually accepts it. People may hate the film Queen of the Damned, but they love, for the most part, Akasha in that film, even though she doesn't match what she looks like in the novel or any of the art prior to the 2002 movie. Anyway, guys, so it's all been done before, so that's why the casting, even though I don't know these actors, which is I love films when it's actors I don't know. It gets me lost more into the production of something when I look and I go, wow, I only see Louis because I don't see X, Y, and Z. But that is the reason why the casting won't bother me. The series may, the story may, but it's not going to be the casting. Anyway, guys, again, this is just a short video. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm very close to finishing Pandora, so that review will be coming out very soon. And then I do plan to move on to Vittorio the Vampire, and then from there, we'll see where we go. And I hope you always enjoy these videos and enjoy this channel. Definitely, if you have not subscribed and you love Anne Rice, definitely subscribe just to keep up with all these reviews, because the goal for this channel will eventually be to review all of her novels. And even her own, maybe even not novels, but books that are her biographies or anything related to Anne Rice. That will be on this channel. And we'll also talk about the show as development for that comes up. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.